Hey guys, my name is Rob, and today we're doing something very different for this channel, reviewing the Fifine AmpliGame H9 gaming headset. This is a wired headset compatible with PC, PS4 and 5, Switch 1 and 2, and technically Xbox as well, though there is an asterisk on that last one, which we'll get to in just a moment. Fifine is a company specializing in audio equipment such as gaming headsets, microphones, and streaming equipment and accessories, and they contacted me to ask if I would be interested in reviewing the H9. I've always intended to branch out beyond just controllers on this channel at some point, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity to do so, especially since, unbeknownst to the Fine rep who contacted me, I actually use their AmpliGame AM8 XLR microphone for some of my audio recording. I like it a lot, especially considering its price, so having already had a positive experience with one of their products, I felt good about testing another. Similar to the AM8 mic, the AmpliGame H9 is a very budget-friendly gaming headset with this black version currently listed on Amazon for $32. So let's open it up and check it out. As I said, the AmpliGame H9 was provided to me for the purposes of this review, but that said, Fine didn't ask me to say or not say anything specific about the headset, and all opinions in this video, both good and bad, are 100% my own. In the box right on top we have the manual, which is a fold-out style, but it is in color and has decent sized font, so not bad at all. Then we have an accessories box here, which just has a couple of things in it. First, the detachable boom microphone, and then we have the USB adapter cable, which includes an inline control box, and we'll go over all of the functions momentarily. The cable itself is a nice thick braided cable, which is good to see. Then we just have the actual headset, which includes a fixed 3.5mm audio cable, and as you'd expect, it's also a heavy duty braided cable, matching the USB cable on the control box. I do wish this cable was detachable though, as I'm just not a big fan of fixed cables. As far as the headset itself, it's very lightweight, even for a wired headset, and also has very little clamp or squeeze pressure, which is great. The cushions aren't as thick as on some others I've used, but they are soft and have a nice leatherette covering. The headset is the same, soft foam with the leatherette covering, and overall every indication is that this should be a very comfortable headset. Adjusting size is very simple, the metal arms on each headset extend, and at max length these are going to fit pretty much anyone. I have a large head, and even with a cap on these fit me with lots of room to spare, so no concerns there at all. The boom microphone attaches at the bottom of the left cup in this fitted slot, so it's very secure and stable once plugged in. As with many headset mics, this is a flex arm, and unlike a lot of lower priced headsets, this flexible mic actually holds its shape like it's supposed to, so you should be able to set it where you want it and expect it to stay there. This is also an omnidirectional condenser microphone, which is pretty unusual for a gaming headset. I have some concerns in this regard because I'm curious how much background noise is going to pick up and how noticeable that's going to be in Discord or game chat, but I'll reserve judgment on that until I've actually tried it out. So again, the attached cable has a 3.5mm audio connector, which means the H9 is compatible with pretty much anything with a 3.5mm port, including Xbox controllers, handheld PCs, the Switch or Switch 2 in handheld mode, and obviously a standard PC or laptop. But if you're gaming on a PC or PlayStation, you can also use the USB control box and cable, which gives you inline controls. The control box has a clip on the back, so you can attach it to your shirt or shorts or whatever for easy access. On the side, there's a physical microphone mute button, so slide down to mute and up to unmute. And then on front, we have two sets of volume controls. As indicated by the symbols on the bottom, the left side controls game or device audio volume, and then the right button controls headset volume. Then we also have a button in the center of the box, which enables and disables 7.1 surround sound. When you turn on the built-in surround sound, this red indicator light will be on, and pressing the button again turns it off. This is a really cool feature to see in a sub $40 headset, so although I do have other options for spatial audio on PC, I'm excited to test this feature out. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm actually going to spend some time gaming with the AmpliGame H9, and then I'll give my thoughts. Okay, so now I'm slightly older, Rob, and I've been using the AmpliGame H9 pretty much daily for a couple of weeks now, and overall it's been a very solid experience. For the sake of transparency, I do just want to say that I don't have the equipment or expertise to present a ton of technical data and sound analyzation, so I'm not going to try to do that here. What I do have is a lot of personal experience with a multitude of gaming headsets, ranging from cheap no-name brands to mid-tier headsets like the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 2, and higher price point sets such as the Astro AX50s or the A to Z Maxwells, which are my current go-tos. In terms of performance, the H9 holds up really well for its price. These are $35 to $40 headsets with 50mm audio drivers, which is pretty crazy. That's the same size drivers you'll find in something like these Turtle Beach Stealth 700s. And the most noticeable difference when going from something like this to the Fifine headset is that the bass isn't nearly as pronounced, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Generally speaking, gaming headsets tend to lean heavily toward bass, which does theoretically serve a purpose, making explosions and such more immersive, but often it's actually overstated and doesn't result in very clear or accurate audio overall. Now, to be honest, if you typically use a gaming headset with heavy bass and no custom equalization or tuning, you might miss the excess bass because if it's what you're used to, that's your baseline, no pun intended. But that said, I would appreciate just a bit more bass on the AmpliGame H9s. Unfortunately, I didn't love the 7.1 surround sound, and after the first couple of days, I mostly had it turned off and reverted to my custom EQ settings in Dolby Atmos. The surround sound does work, but it seems to mostly boost the higher frequencies, which kind of just makes the weaker bass more pronounced, or less pronounced. Even less boom boom, whatever, you know what I'm saying. The microphone is a bit harder to judge, but based on feedback from friends while playing, they had no issues hearing me clearly in game. And despite my concerns based on the omnidirectional design, it didn't seem to pick up excessive background noise, but you can be the judge, as this section was recorded using the H9's boom microphone. Again, I've been using the AmpliGame H9 as my main headset for a couple of weeks now, and I'm likely to continue using them in some capacity moving forward. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying these perform as well as my Maxwells. I would be utterly shocked if they did, considering there's a $260 price difference between the two headsets. They do, however, deliver clear and consistent audio, and they're really comfortable. Fine advertises the weight as 260 grams, and I actually measured 254, but somehow they don't feel cheap. There's a lot of plastic in the construction, obviously, as they were going for lightweight, but the headband does have metal reinforcement, and the plastic itself has a quality feel. As I mentioned earlier, the clamp force is also very minimal, which makes sense considering the light weight, and between those two factors, I can wear these things for hours and hours without any discomfort whatsoever. As much as I love my Maxwells, they weigh a whopping 567 grams, and it took me a number of weeks to adjust to wearing them consistently, and I still experience some neck fatigue when I wear them for long gaming sessions, enough so that I sometimes feel a real sense of relief when I take them off. So overall, I found the Fifine AmpliGame H9s to be tremendous in terms of value for price. They sound and feel drastically better than any sub $100 headset I've tried before. And again, they're just really comfortable, enough so that I anticipate using them pretty regularly for casual gaming. I hope this video helped you out, and if so, please subscribe if you haven't already. Likes are also appreciated, and I do try to react and respond to as many comments as possible. I'll be doing more reviews regularly, so I hope to see you back here again soon. Thanks for watching.